just going to sit here for a few and see if anybody shows up. I know I didn't put out any notice. I don't care. I'm just bored. And nobody's live. And I'd kind of like to chit-chat with somebody. Or read some poems. And I thought if I was going to read poems, I might as well do it live. Because I'm reading on my channel and doesn't seem like much is going on today. That is good. It's all scary, sad news and weird stuff. But I just absolutely know that good things are on the horizon. So chin up, darlings. There is absolutely nothing to worry about. I've been assured of that, except for me, myself. And I think that I'm done worrying. Pretty certain of it, actually. I have it on very good authority that things are going to get better. But might take a minute. So, going to enjoy a cigarette. Oh, look, I should change my titles. I'm not reading El Araf anymore. But I am going to read poems. Reading some random poetry. Okay, I got that. Okay. There. So we've changed the title to Reading Random Poems. And I'm going to light a cigarette and wait just another minute, see if we are joined by any watchers or viewers. I don't think this is the music that I want for this either. Let's find something a little bit easier to read to. That's maybe a bit heavy of a beat. Could throw off my timing. Let's listen for a minute and see what we think of this. This is pretty good. This one's not bad. But I think this is the one that last time started speeding up on its own. I don't remember. We're just going to go for it. Leave it for a while. If it starts being weird, I'll change it. So, off we go into poetry. Ha 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 ha. And I don't have my book easel set up. I don't feel like getting it. I just decided to do this with absolutely no notice, no preparation. I was just bored and I wanted to read. So let's start with Fairyland. Fairyland. Dim vales and shadowy floods and cloudy-looking woods whose forms we can't discover for the tears that drip all over. Huge moons their wax and wane, again, again, again. Every moment of the night, forever changing places, they put out the starlight with the breath from their pale faces. About 12 by the moon dial, one more filmy than the rest, a kind which upon trial they have found to be the best, comes down, still down and down, with its center on the crown of a mountain's eminence, while its wide circumference in easy drapery falls over hamlets, over halls, wherever they may be, o'er the strange woods, o'er the sea, over spirits on the wing, over every drowsy thing, and buries them up quite in a labyrinth of light. And then how deep, oh deep, is the passion of their sleep. In the morning they rise, and their moony covering is soaring in the skies, with the tempest as they toss, like almost anything, or a yellow albatross. They use that moon no more, for the same end as before. Badilla set a tent, which I think extravagant. Its atomies, however, into a shower dissever, of which those butterflies of earth who seek the skies, and so come down, never contented things, have brought upon a specimen upon their quivering wings. That one was difficult to read, and I don't like the cadence. It's nice, but I don't like the rhythm of it. Let's see, what's next? We have many choices in the poetry of Poe. How about The City in the Sea? I've never read this one. Lo, death has reared himself a throne in a strange city lying alone, far down within the dim west, where the good and the bad and the worst and the best have gone to their eternal rest. Their shrines and palaces and towers, time-eaten towers that tremble not, resemble nothing that is ours. Around by lifting winds forgot, resignedly beneath the sky, the melancholy waters lie. No rays from the holy heaven come down on the long night time of that town, but light from out the lurid sea streams up the turrets silently, gleams up the pinnacles far and free, up domes, up spires, up kingly halls, up fanes, up Babylon-like walls, up shadowy, long-forgotten bowers of sculptured ivy and stone flowers, up many and many a marvelous shrine, whose wreathed friezes intertwine the viol, the violet, and the vine. Resignedly beneath the sky the melancholy waters lie, so blend the turrets and shadows there that all seem pendulous in air, while from a proud tower in the town death looks gigantically down. Their open fanes and gaping graves yawn level with the luminous waves, but not the riches there that lie in each idol's diamond eye, not the gaily jeweled dead tempt the waters from their bed, for no ripples curl, alas, along that wilderness of glass. No swellings tell that winds may be upon some far-off happier sea, no heavings hint that winds have been on seas less hideously serene. But lo, a stir is in the air, the wave, there is a movement there, as if the towers had thrust aside in slightly sinking the dull tide, as if their tops had feebly given a void within the filmy heaven. The waves have now a rudder glow, the hours are breathing faint and low, and when amid no earthly moans, down, down that town shall settle hence, hell rising from 1,000 thrones shall do it reverence. Oh my. I think next we'll read The Sleeper. It's the very next one in order. Going to have a sip of my non-alcoholic CBD cider. That's how I get down. Okay, I have to find a better way to position this, so perhaps I should get the book easel. Yeah, I think I will. So content yourself for just a moment whilst I get my easel. And I'm gonna knock a few things off the desk while I do it. We don't care. We don't care. Look, it's a book easel. Shy Halud. back there. Just gonna have to maybe get covered up. I don't know. Let's see how this works. Not too bad. We need, oh look, there is a hair clip available. That's gonna fall off the back of my desk. Oh no, that's not good. So that works great. No, we need it over there. Doop, that'll work. Good enough. That is gonna fall. Just a minute. Who cares? Who cares? I don't care anymore. I think I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out a little bit. That might be freaking out a little bit. It's okay. Totally all right. I've been live for 11 minutes, so in a moment here, we are going to enjoy a little bit of the herb. I've never read this one either, so if I read it like as if I have no rhythm, it's because I don't. At midnight in the month of June, I stand beneath the mystic moon. An opiate vapor, dewy dim, exhales from out her golden rim, and softly dripping drop by drop upon the quiet mountain top, steals drowsily and musically into the universal valley. See? The rosemary nods upon the grave, the lily lolls upon the wave, wrapping the fog about its breast, the ruin moulders into rest. Looking like Lethe, see the lake, a conscious slumber seems to take, and would not for the world awake. All beauty sleeps, and lo, where lies Irene with her destinies. O lady bright, can it be night? This window open, I'm sorry, let me start that paragraph again. O lady bright, can it be right? This window opens to the night. The wanton airs from the treetop, laughingly through the lattice drop. The bodiless airs, a wizard rout, flit through thy chamber in and out, and wave the curtain canopy so fitfully, so fearfully, above the closed and fringed lid, neath which thy slumbering souls lie hid. That o'er the floor and down the wall, like ghosts the shadows rise and fall. O lady dear, hast thou no fear? Why and what art thou dreaming here? Thou sure art come o'er far-off seas, a wonder to these garden trees. Strange is thy pallor, strange thy dress, strange above all thy length of tress, and this all solemn silentness. The lady sleeps, O may her sleep, which is enduring, so be deep. Heaven have her in its sacred keep, this chamber changed for one more holy, this bed for one more melancholy. I pray to God that she may lie forever with unopened eye, while the pale sheeted ghosts go by. My love, she sleeps, O may her sleep, as it is lasting, so be deep. Soft may the worms about her creep, far in the forest dim and old, for her may some tall vault unfold, some vault that oft hath flung its black and winged panels fluttering back, triumphant o'er the crested palls of her grand family funerals. Some sepulchre remote, alone, against whose portals she hath thrown in childhood many an idle stone, some tomb from out whose sounding door she never shall force an echo more, thrilling to think, poor child of sin, it was the dead who groaned within. Ooh, that was spooky. My cigarette went out. So, yeah. Next is Lenore. I don't know if I could do that one justice. I might not be a good enough reader. Let's think about it. Since we're in an empty stream, row, row, row your boat. Don't nobody care. Except for me and my army. See him? It's an army of me. I thought that was rather clever myself. Yeah, we're gonna skip Lenore. Everybody knows that one. How about the Valley of Unrest? That sounds okay. I gotta admit, I don't remember a lot of these, which ones I've read and haven't read. You know, as a young person, all dark and gloomy, I read the ones that we've all read in school or whatever. No big deal. And some of these I'm not even gonna go to. Yeah. But this one looks interesting. How long is it? Not terribly. Okay. The Valley of Unrest. Once it smiled a silent dell, where the people did not dwell. They had gone unto the wars, trusting to the mild-eyed stars, nightly from their azure towers, to keep watch above the flowers, in the midst of which all day the red sunlight lazily lay. Now each visitor shall confess the sad valley's restlessness. Nothing there is motionless. Nothing save the airs that brood over the magic solitude. Ah, by no wind are stirred those trees that palpitate like the chill seas around the misty Hebrides. Ah, by no wind those clouds are driven that rustle through the unquiet heaven, uneasily from morn till even, over the violets there that lie in myriad types of the human eye, over the lilies there that wave and weep above a nameless grave. They wave from out their fragment tops eternal dews from down in drops. They weep from off their delicate stems perennial tears descend in gems. That was lovely. I thought I'd do this because I haven't read it in quite a while. And it's been a stressful week. Oh my. So stressful. Like, I'm tripping. Downloads from the universe. Crazy stuff. Let me know in the comments. Mojo Shop, hey, it's good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. How's it going? I just had a little smoke, so excuse me while I cough a bit. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out which poem to read next. I might have to take a moment to get my breathing back under control. This is some... Whew, it's good, but it's a bit harsh. Excuse me. Ooh. Man. I don't know if I can read that one well or not. Dreamland. Didn't I read Dreamland? In another reading, I think I did. Yeah, I think I did. Let's see. What else? We don't want to read The Raven. Everybody knows that one. my bed. Let's try this one. This one's called For Annie. Thank heaven the crisis, the danger is past, and the lingering illness is over at last, and the fever called living is conquered at last. Sadly I know I am shorn of my strength, and no muscle I move as I lie at full length, but no matter I feel, I am better at length. And I rest so composedly now in my bed, that any beholder might fancy me dead, might start at beholding me, thinking me dead. The moaning and groaning, the sighing and sobbing are quieted now, with that horrible throbbing at heart. Ah, that horrible, horrible throbbing. The sickness, the nausea, the pitiless pain have ceased with the fever that maddened my brain, with the fever called living that burned in my brain. And oh, of all tortures, that torture the worst has abated the terrible torture of thirst. For the Nephthaline river of passion acrust, I have drunk of a water that quenches all thirst. Of a water that flows with a lullaby sound from a spring but a very few feet underground, from a cavern not very far down underground. And ah, let it never be foolishly said that my room it is gloomy and narrow my bed, for man never slept in a different bed, and to sleep you must slumber in just such a bed. My tantalized spirit here blandly reposes, forgetting or never regretting its roses, its old agitations of myrtles and roses. For now, while so quietly lying, it fancies a holier odor about it of pansies, a rosemary odor commingled with pansies, with rue and the beautiful Puritan pansies. And so it lies happily bathing in many a dream of the truth and the beauty of Annie, drowned in a bath of the tresses of Annie. She tenderly kissed me, she fondly caressed, and then I fell gently to sleep on her breast, deeply to sleep from the heaven of her breast. When the light was extinguished, she covered me warm, and she prayed to the angels to keep me from harm, to the Queen of the angels to shield me from harm. And I lie so composedly now in my bed, knowing her love that you fancy me dead. And I rest so contentedly now in my bed, with her love at my breast, that you fancy me dead, that you shudder to look at me, thinking me dead. But my heart, it is brighter than all of the many stars of the sky, for it sparkles with Annie. It glows with the light of the love of my Annie, with the thought of the light of the eyes of my Annie. Ah, that was a nice one, but terribly sad as well. Hi, nice to see you, Ethereal. I hope your day has been lovely. We're just reading random poetry. And I haven't read a lot of these before, so I'm like dry reading through it. I have no idea of what the, like the cadence should be or anything. This is the kind of thing that should be rehearsed. I'm just bored, to be honest. And I guess I wanted to read, but I like reading these live. It's fun. Let's see. We could do El Dorado next. Dream Within a Dream is a very short one, but everyone knows that one. Oh, here's a lovely short one. A dream. In visions of the dark of night, I have dreamed of joy departed, but a waking dream of life and light hath left me broken-hearted. Ah, what is not a dream by day to him whose eyes are cast on things around him with a ray turned back upon the past? That holy dream, while all the world were chiding, hath cheered me as a lovely beam, a lonely spirit guiding. What though that light through storm and night so trembled from afar? What could there be more purely bright in truth's day star? That's a nice one. Let's do that. Look, I can see it even better. How about the very next one is the happiest day, the happiest hour. The happiest day, the happiest hour, my seared and blighted heart hath known. The highest hope of pride and power, I feel hath flown. Of power, said I, yes, such I ween, but they have vanished long, alas, the visions of my youth have been, but let them pass. And pride, what have I now with thee? Another brow may even inherit the venom thou hast poured upon me. Be still, my spirit. The happiest day, the happiest hour mine eyes shall see, have ever seen, the brightest glance of pride and power, I feel have been. But were that hope of pride and power now offered with the pain, even then I felt that brightest hour I would not live again. For on its wing was dark alloy, and as it fluttered fell an essence powerful to destroy a soul that knew it well. Well, I don't know about these. Some of these are all right, and some of these are just not that great, to be honest. How do you like that? How about, no, we're not going that far. No, thanks. The lake to blank. In spring of youth, it was my lot to haunt of the wide world a spot, the which I could not love the less, so lovely was the loneliness of a wild lake with black rock bound, and the tall pines that towered round. But when the night had thrown her pall upon that spot, as upon all, and the mystic wind went by, murmuring in melody, then I would awake to the terror of the lone lake. Yet the terror was not fright, but a tremulous delight, a feeling not the jeweled mind could teach or bribe me to define, nor love, although the love were thine. Death was in that poisonous wave, and in its gulf a fitting grave for him who thence could solace bring to his lone imagining, whose solitary soul could make of Eden an Eden of that dim lake. That one was good, and I think I did that one justice. So how about that? Sonnet to Science. Science, true daughter of old time thou art, whose alterest are all things with thy peering eyes. Why priest thou thus upon the poet's heart, vulture whose wings are dull realities? How should he love thee, or how deem thee wise, who wouldst not leave him in his wandering to seek for treasure in the jeweled skies? Albeit he soared with an undaunted wing, hast thou not dragged Diana from her car, and driven the Hamadryad from the wood to seek a shelter in some happier star? Hast thou not torn the naiad from her flood, the elfin from the green grass, and from me the summer dream beneath the tamarind tree? Poe went so dark. That's so sad. He's just angsty as all hell. Let's see, what else do we have? Tell they me while they speak. This is a man, he's so sad. How would you say this word? A Paean. Pan? Pan? Pain? Lucy Rose! Hey! I haven't seen you in forever. Hi. It's so nice to see you. I hope you had a good holiday. We're going to read this one even though I don't know how to say that word. Let's hope it doesn't come up again because I'm going to have to fudge it. How shall the burial rite be read, the solemn song be sung, the requiem for the loveliest dead that ever died so young? Her friends are gazing on her gaudy bier, and weep, oh, to dishonor dead beauty with a tear. They loved her for her wealth, and they hated her for her pride, but she grew in feeble health, and they love her that she died. They tell me, while they speak of her costly broidered pall, that my voice is growing weak, that I should not sing at all, or that my tone should be tuned to such a solemn song, so mournfully, that the dead may feel no wrong. But she is gone above, with young hope at her side, and I am drunk with love of the dead who is my bride. Of the dead who lies, all perfumed there, with the death upon her eyes and the life upon her hair. Thus on the coffin, loud and long, I strike the murmur sent through the gray chambers to my song shall be the accompaniment. Thou diedst in thy life's June, but thou didst not die too fair. Thou didst not die too soon, nor with too calm an air. From more than friends on earth, thy life and love are riven, to join the untainted mirth of more than thrones in heaven. Therefore to thee this night I will no requiem raise, but waft thee on thy flight with a paean of old days. I did have to say that word again. I apologize. I don't know the word. Let's see. The rhythm of so many of his poems really I should have practiced, but it's so much more fun if you don't practice and you just do it. I've had a lot of coffee today. I need to whiten. This one is to Isidore. Beneath the vine-clad eaves, whose shadows fall before thy lowly cottage door, under the lilac's tremulous leaves, within thy snowy clasped hand, the purple flowers it bore. Last eve in dreams I saw thee stand, like queenly nymphs from fairyland, enchantress of the flowery wand, most beauteous Isidore. And when I bade the dream upon thy spirit flee, thy violet eyes to me, upturned did overflowing seem, with the deep untold delight of love's serenity. Thy classic brow like lilies white, and pale as the imperial night, upon her throne with stars bedight, enthralled my soul to thee. Ah, ever I behold thy dreamy, passionate eyes, blue as the languid skies, hung with the sunset's fringe of gold. Now strangely clear thine image grows, and olden memories are startled from their long repose, like shadows on the silent snows, when suddenly the night wind blows, where quiet moonlight lies. Like music heard in dreams, like strains of harps unknown, of birds forever flown, audible as the voice of streams that murmur in some leafy dell, I hear thy gentlest tone, and silence cometh with her spell, like that which on my tongue doth dwell, when tremulous in dreams I tell my love to thee alone. In every valley heard, floating from tree to tree, less beautiful to me, the music of the radiant bird, than artless accents such as thine, whose echoes never flee. Ah, how for thy sweet voice I pine, for uttered in thy tones benign, Enchantress, this rude name of mine doth seem a melody. The end. This one is called Alone. From childhood's hour I have not been as others were. I have not seen. As others saw, I could not bring my passions from a common spring. From the same source I have not taken my sorrow. I could not awaken my heart to joy at the same tone, and all I loved alone. Then in my childhood, in the dawn of my most stormy life, was drawn from every depth of good and ill the mystery which binds me still. From the torrent or the fountain, from the red cliff of the mountain, from the sun that round me rolled in its autumn tint of gold, from the lightning in the sky as it passed me flying by, from the thunder and the storm and the cloud that took the form, when the rest of heaven was blue, of a demon in my view. Snap, that's how you get good rhythm. Okay. That one was good. Let's see. This is the last one. It's another one I can tell I'm going to struggle with, and it's not going to come out as brilliantly as the last one. That one was probably the best one. I liked it. And it was called Alone, and that is actually very, what's the word I'm looking for? Poignant. I have many works titled Alone. You know what I mean? Like, I bet we've all been there. Okay, this last one in the book is To One in Paradise. Thou wast that all to me, love, for which my soul did pine, a green isle in the sea, love, a fountain and a shrine, all wreathed with fairy fruits and flowers, and all the flowers were mine. Ah, dream too bright to last, ah, starry hope that didst arise, but to be overcast. A voice from out the future cries, on, but o'er the past, dim gulf my spirit hovering lies, mute, motionless, aghast. For alas, alas, with me the light of life is over. No more, no more, no more. Such language holds the solemn sea to the sands upon the shore. Shall bloom the thunder-blasted tree, or the stricken eagle soar. And all my days are trances, and all my nightly dreams are where thy dark eye glances, and where thy footstep gleams, in what ethereal dances, by what eternal streams. The end. So there. I did that. And I do feel some better. I hope that poetry helps the rest of you. It does help me when I'm feeling bad. I don't have any more prepared. Those were just kind of the remnants of the poetry of Poe. There's a few more in there. They're really long, and I think I would have to read them in advance and give it some thought, because his rhythm is like Dada. You know what I mean? If you know what Dada is. So, thank you. I appreciate that, Ethereal, and I'm so glad you all stopped by to say hello this evening. Cheers to 2024. Things can only get better. So, oh yeah, this is my New Year's sweater. I made it. I got all bummed out, so I made something sparkly. So, from the army of me to you, Skull Asylum, hey! Hi! I've been laying low, y'all. I'm gonna keep laying low. But I felt like reading, so I'm glad you stopped in. Hopefully I'll catch some more lives with people. Maybe there'll be some other stuff going on. I don't think I'm going to be sleeping for a while. I'm wired. We had a house full of guests, and I had a lot of coffee. So, once again, happy Gregorian New Year, yes. And thank you for stopping by to Mojo Shop, Lucy Rose, Skull Asylum, Ethereal Light Bing, and that was all my halos for a visit. If you missed it, hello in the future and the past, wherever you are, stuck in time. Never give up, never surrender. Have happy hours, and don't let them get you down. I love you.